What's this last week or 2 weeks been like for you, and then how did it feel when you found out this is where you were going?
It's been a roller coaster for sure. It's a weird thing to say, that I'm happy, but obviously it was time for a change, and this whole thing kind of transpired a little weird, but it's at the end of the day, we in a better place. I think that Raiders are in a better place as well, and everybody can kind of move on. But definitely been a roller coaster. It was a little bit up and down and left and right here and there, but we ultimately got it done.
What's it like being with Aaron again? You're staying with him too. He told us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know yet. We haven't played yet, so I don't know. He might not be as good as he used to be, so we'll see. But no, serious. I mean, it's great just being back, being able to be with my guy. Like first and foremost, just being able to spend time with him every day again is something that I put a lot of value on. So just having his company, but obviously having him as my quarterback again. I mean, he was part of why I am who I am and why I turned into the player. Whether it's the cerebral approach. It's the attention to detail, just learning from him and watching him operate and just how dialed in he is at all times. I feel like that has a lot to do with how I ultimately ended up being kind of functioning the way I do as a player. So it's a good deal. It's definitely good to be around him and be around the guys, and a lot of familiar faces in here, a few former Packers, former Raiders too, so it's good.
Do you view this as a multi-year relationship, Davante, being here with the Jets, not Aaron, but with the Jets organization?
You said a multi-who?
Yeah, multi-year, multiple years.
I mean, I hope so. That's the plan. I mean, I want to be here. I never go somewhere in hopes of having to find a new home. So that's the hope.
How is the hamstring, and do you think you'll be able to play with a full load on Sunday?
Yeah, whatever a full load is, but definitely I'll be able to roll. I'll be feeling good right now, and was running around today. We had a jog through practice today, but it was good. Felt good running around.
Davante, what was Monday like? I'm wondering if you were even watching the Jet game on TV. When did you find out that it was happening? And then, of course, you jump on the red eye, and I guess you called Aaron before you.
Yeah. I mean, Monday was a whirlwind. I was not aware that it was going down, and I ended up getting a little bit of communication that it was close to happening, and had to jump on a plane and wanted to make sure I talked to him before I was already out here, just because I know that the game. First, we recapped the game, talked about it just like we always do. Even last year we get together at the games and whether it's a FaceTime or on the phone and just talk about football. So got a little bit of that. Talked about a couple of the things in the game that things that we clicked up on before, things that we may have missed that I needed to know moving forward, and just sprung the news. We actually talked about the game for a good amount of time before I said anything about being on the way. So I just wanted to get a feel for him, see where his mind was, and then definitely put him in a much better mood after the game when I let him know.
How are you viewing this opportunity to team up with Garrett Wilson and the Jets receiving corps?
I mean, it's the same as I did, in Vegas. We had some dogs over there too with Trey Tucker, and it's guys that getting more opportunities now. DJ Turner, obviously Jacoby Myers, and we had a hell of a crew over there, and I was real close with those guys, so definitely going to be missing them. But being able to come over here with Laz and play with him for many years and got a chance to kind of help him develop and to see where he's at is fun to watch right now. And obviously getting in with Garrett. I mean, we talked about this like a little over a year ago of just how we wish we could have played together, just because I'm a fan of his game, and obviously the feeling is mutual on his side too. So here we are now, and we just got to maximize this and take advantage of it.
You've obviously had some struggles offensively without you here. How do you think your familiarity with Aaron can help kind of turn that around?
I mean, if nothing else, obviously, being on the field and having an impact, myself, production-wise, but being able to talk through some of the things. Like today, it was a few times I'm brushing up on the system, which, I got down for the most part. But it's a lot of the same stuff we were doing in Vegas, and obviously that tree came from, a lot of things we did in Green Bay. So if it's not me making plays on the field, it's being able to talk to Garrett, talk to, some of the other guys about, what he's thinking, what he's expecting, because that's, one of the main things that Aaron and I have is our connection and, the nonverbals, reading body language, and just kind of understanding how his mind works. And a lot of those small things like that are key to having success. And you look at some of the plays that didn't get converted this year. It's a 2-4 football team, but it could easily be how many is that? 2 and 6 games. Could be 5-1 if we did it, the right way and clicked up on a few more opportunities that were out there. So they've never been far away. I just think that it's a few of the fine details that you got to lock in on, get used to, and hopefully I can bring some of that.
How did you get your number back? How did you get your number back?
We had some talks and worked through it.
Davante, you said before the Raiders are in a better place. Why would the Raiders be in a better place trading one of their best players?
It's a great question. I've actually had this talk with some of the guys, coach and Tom Telesco, same thing. And I said sometimes if you don't properly or let me choose my words carefully here. I just think the usage sometimes and the way you go about things and the idea of how you're trying to get the ball to certain people, if it's not working, typically, a lot of the success me and Aaron had is because we were on the same page. And, him and I, whether it was the signal he gave and we changed the play or knowing when the ball's going to come out or understanding that just because they're trying to double team doesn't mean you're covered. You can always, beat a safety with the ball. Just because they want to line up and put the safety, and try to play cover too. We don't just shut it down and move on. Sometimes you got to find a way to still make the play work. Because if we're looking for single coverage in order for me to make a play, then I won't be able to make very many plays over the course of a year just based off the way I've been played by a lot of these defenses. So I think some of it is get me to a place where I'm obviously got a lot of familiarity with this offense and with the quarterback, and he understands how I see the game and how I see, the ball thrown and all those things. And, sometimes it can make it easier because the reality is you're looking at the third downs and, looking at the red zone numbers and percentages and all that stuff. A lot of times that stuff goes out the window when I'm on the field just based off of, their want to take me away, and you're not just going to get these super vanilla looks on 3rd and 3. So sometimes it can make it easier for you to call plays and to execute on 3rd down if you don't have exotic shells and a bunch of weird stuff to look at.
How much say did you have in it? Were you able to tell the Raiders, hey, I really want to go to the Jets?
Essentially, yeah. That's where it started. All the fans, everybody who's associated with the Raiders, they see everything. They see, a trade demand, and they just think it's like he wants out. He's quitting on the team when it's more about just being able to feel like I don't want that helpless feeling of feeling like I'm on the field. Not every game is going to be a 100-yard game or 150, 200-yard game, but I want to feel like I can impact the game every time I touch the field. So just having the confidence that I'll be able to make some plays and change the game, if need be, versus getting out there on the field and feeling like, we need too many things to go right in order for me to be successful. And when I say me be successful, I don't mean, again, me going out and having an all-pro year every time. That comes with the consistency, and, I'm going to do enough right and be dialed in, and I'm going to try to be the control variable because it's already hard enough to make it work. You got the O-line, got to block, ball's got to come to you, it's got to be on time, it's got to be accurate. The DB, the coverages, there's so many things that change. So for me, I'm going to control it with the way I run my routes, and I'm always going to have faith in, that part of it. But sometimes you got to make it easier and get to a situation that allows you to be yourself.
Davante, there's only one ball, and you used to getting 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett's used to getting it 100 times. Reese is used to getting it, 200 times a season.
Yeah.
Allen, Mike Williams, the 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah.
How do you keep everybody happy?
Defense just got to get them off the field. We can run 300 plays. And at the end of the day, it's like I said, it's not about me going out there and having a 100-yard game every single time. I have a lot of confidence I'll be able to have success in this offense, regardless of the situation, because I'm going to put the work in, and I'm going to, the ball's going to get spread around. We got a quarterback that likes to sling it. So at the end of the day, I think Diggs said it a couple weeks ago, it's a lot of meat on the bone. So we're not going to be sitting here fighting over that. I'm trying to make Garrett better. I'm trying to make Laz better, and, they're trying to do the same for me.
I got to ask, you already got the best PE game in the whole NFL. How on earth did you already get 5s and 10s in Jets colors hours within the three?
Well, that's funny you say that. And I wish I could sit here and say I'm just the GOAT and they made it happen that quick, but I used to play for the Packers, so I had some green cleats already from the past, so just brought those out of retirement.